Hey guys, welcome back to Puff It Louda. So we're going to continue with Edgeworth's story here, and we're going to talk to Miss Cammy Meal, who has a lovely voice, yes. And we're going to find out who the real murderer is. Let's go! March 12th, 3:35, here we go. Miss Meal. Miss Meal. Huh? Do you recall what you said earlier? About when you answered some service calls as we were departing from Jungfa? Huh? You said that Mr. Hicks was sitting in his seat at that time. However, that is simply not possible, because Mr. Hicks was dead long before we even touched down in Jungfa. Miss Cammy Meal.
Maybe I didn't see what I thought I did.
No one can make a mistake so large, Miss Meal.
But I make that kind of boo-boo all the time.
Ugh. This is going nowhere. There must be a better way of resolving this contradiction. Very well. Miss Meal, if you please, tell me about your alibi during that time span. From just before we were to land at 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. to when the body was found.
Are you telling me I'm a suspect, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes. Miss Meal's alibi. Here we go.
Yeah. From 3 to 4, I was, in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self. Yeah. And from 5 to 6, I was, in the flight attendant's room all by my lonesome self.
Ugh. How is a man supposed to react to a testimony like that? Miss Meal, wake up! Rip. She fell asleep again. It looks like the only way I'm going to be able to wake her up is by pressing her. Here we go! So we're going to press... we're going to press the last one. Oh god. Oops. Yeah, this one, because Rhoda, I think, was there from 5 to 6, buying her ugly suitcase. Yep, there we go. So you were alone the entire time, were you?
Yeah, no one else even popped in their head to say hi.
Oh, well, I think a contradiction just popped in to say hi. Hey, get it? What should I do? Should I raise an objection? No, you don't have to raise an objection. We're just gonna sit here and just not get anywhere. No, I'm just kidding. Let's go. Miss Meal, there's a clear contradiction embedded in your testimony.
Huh? What are you talking about?
It's not possible that you were alone in the attendance room the whole time from 5 to 6 a.m. And the reason for that is the suitcase receipt.
Take that!
Yeah, she was there. I wonder if you'd be so kind to take a look at this receipt for Miss Meal. It didn't even say for me, I just added that in. Whoops!
Huh? A receipt? For what?
It's for the suitcase Miss Tenero bought. Now, if I may direct your attention to the timestamp. As you can see, it clearly says 5:40 a.m. Miss Tenero.
Yes. Huh? Why is the killer here? I thought you would have her locked up by now.
I requested that she be present as a witness so that we may straighten out your complex lie. Now then, Miss Tenero, between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m., you took a trip from the first class down to the first floor in-flight shop, correct?
Yes, I went to the shop to buy a suitcase. After which, I went straight to the attendance room to drop it off.
And did you see Miss Meal there at that time?
No.
So, Miss Meal, where were you really between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m.? Crap. Miss Cammy Meal!
Huh? The bathroom?
I'll be the one to ask the questions here.
Yeah, maybe that's it. I probably just missed her. Nature calls, you know.
That's disgusting. Do you take me for a fool? That's a little too convenient to be true.
But it's the truth. Cross my heart.
I don't have enough conclusive proof to counter-argue her at this stage.
You don't believe me, do you? But please, won't you give me a chance to hear me out?
I don't want to give you a chance. Reason for suspicion. Here we go.
Look, I know you're suspecting me because I'm one of the crew. But you'd think then maybe you should also suspect Miss Rhoda, too. That rhymes. She's the one in charge of the elevator keycard in the shop, you know. If you ask me, that makes her super suspicious.
Please leave Miss Tenero out of the conversation. Only you are under suspicion for now.
I don't get it. Why are you covering for Miss Rhoda all of a sudden? Oh, now I get it. Maybe you've got your eye on Miss Rhoda, wink wink.
Of course I'm keeping an eye on her. I can't very well let her escape, can I?
Never mind. But you wanna know something? Miss Rhoda actually kinda I have absolutely no interest in people who can't appreciate my sense of design.
Now's not the time for this sort of talk.
Yeah, move on. Reason for suspicion.
Alright, let's see.
Look, I know you suspected me, but you think that maybe you could also suspect Miss Rhoda.
Okay, let's press this one.
Hold it!
What are you in charge of? Like, and what are you in charge of, Miss Mail? Wow, me and Edgeworth are on the same fucking page. What?
I take care of the attendance room.
That doesn't count.
But I spend so much time in there. It might as well be my responsibility. Mr. Edgeworth, Cammy is very talented in languages, so she assists passengers who may not speak English. Especially those who speak Borgenian. She's the only one on this flight who's fluent. Oh, you mean that kind of what I'm in charge of? Why didn't you say so in the first place?
What else could I have meant?
Yeah, so I'm really good at Borgenian.
She's fluent in Borgenian. Then I suppose you're in charge of processing documents in Borgenian?
Yeah, I take care of anything that has to do with Borgenian.
Very interesting. Okay.
All I'm in charge of are the attendance room and some Borgenian stuff.
Okay, bitch. We're going to show you this, because that means that this thing that we faked last time is your fault! So, you are the only one in this flight crew that speaks Borgenian. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah, I guess so. I studied abroad in Borgenia for a while.
She's like yawning. If that's the case, then the signature on this document belongs to you, doesn't it? This is a falsified piece of documentation with only one purpose: to lead anyone who read it to believe that Mr. LeBlanc's statue was loaded in Europe. The only person who could have either prepared or processed this document in Borgenian is you, Miss Meal. Without your participation, the smuggling of the Alif Red could not have occurred. Don't sleep while I'm pointing my finger at you. Ooh. Oh, I wouldn't dream of falling asleep on you, Mr. Edgeworth. She's a cold-hearted bitch coming right out. It's exactly as you say. Are you confessing to having participated in the smuggling?
No, far from it. It's true that I was the one who signed off on that document. But you can't use that fact alone to make your allegation of smuggling stick. There's no direct correlation after all. All you have is my signature on a piece of paper.
Really? All you did was sign it?
I neglected to check if the cargo had been loaded onto the plane properly. So, sorry about that.
It seems like she's finally woken up. This is going to be one tough fight.
Suppose, and this is just supposition, even if I was involved in the smuggling, you can't throw the charge of murder on me just like that.
Objection!
Ooh, Francisco, woo!
If you were involved in the smuggling, you would have a strong motive to kill. Agent Hicks was in the middle of an investigation regarding the smuggling ring. And just when he was about to close in, he's killed by a member of that ring. Well, did you ever stop to think that maybe Rhoda is a smuggling ring member? After all, unlike me, Rhoda has access to many things on this plane for work purposes. That was gross. So perhaps there's some element of a setup in the play. At play in this case. What are you talking about? I keep blowing to pretend I'm blowing the bubbles, but I guess there's sound effects for that, so I'm gonna stop that. Don't worry, I wasn't talking about you. I meant the killer. First, it was myself, and now it's Miss Tenero who's under the microscope. Seems to me that our killer is going to great lengths to pin this crime on anyone they can. You have no proof that Rhoda is being set up or that she isn't. Actually, I believe that she was indeed the intended target from the very beginning. I believe that the plan was to push all of the blame for the crime onto her. And this evidence will prove my suspicions. This proves that the killer was out to frame Miss Tenero from the very beginning. La 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 la, suitcase. The killer could have hidden the body anywhere, and yet they chose the suitcase. Why is that? Perhaps it was to move the body up from the lower deck to the first floor. However, why go through such trouble to do so? The only way all of these actions make sense is if the killer had wanted to frame Miss Tenero for the murder. Miss Tenero buys a suitcase on every flight she works without fail, a $1,200 suitcase. But should her suitcase be switched with one containing the victim's body, that would put her in a very tight spot. Unfortunately for the killer, the turbulence put an end to that plan. There wasn't enough time to put the body back into the suitcase. Ergo, they made do with whoever they had at hand, or whoever was at hand, adapted their plan, and tried to frame me as I lay unconscious on the floor from turbulence. That's something you say with shame and not, there's like no dignity in that. The killer then went to hide the suitcase in the in-flight shop and brought the piggy bank back to the elevator in order to fabricate a false weapon. A lot of work for a fruitless endeavor, wouldn't you agree? Sounds like the killer had a tough time too, huh? I mean, why did the killer need to frame someone that badly anyway? That's because of the special circumstances surrounding this particular case. What special circumstances dictated the need for the killer to frame someone? Where, when, or who? We're gonna say where because that's really hard to cover up. The special circumstance is simply that the murder took place on the plane mid-flight. No matter which country, customs is quite strict in this day and age. So no matter what you do, the chances that the body will be found is very high. Therefore, there was no choice but to frame either Miss Tenero or myself. In other words, the only one who fits within the boundaries of the criminal's movements is not Miss Tenero or myself, but you, Miss Cammy Meal. Only you and you alone could be the killer. And... Are you done already? I was about to fall asleep again. Anyway, let's be honest here. You don't have anything on me other than a whole lot of circumstantial evidence. Ugh! I can see the outline of how the murder occurred, but I have no definitive evidence. The music is like crazy. And isn't there a piece of evidence that's still unaccounted for? Something that I still can't quite fit into the big picture. The missing cell phone, because it's still missing!
Take that!
Well, I don't have any actual evidence. I thought not. But that's because it went missing, and still is. Missing? What do you mean by that? In the complex puzzle that is this case, there was one piece I kept getting stuck on. And that is the victim's cell phone. Francisca. You were waiting at the airport for a phone call from Agent Hicks' cell phone. Or at least, that's what you told me. That's right.
But Agent Hicks' cell phone could not be found at the crime scene.
You mean the killer took the phone with them?
Precisely. I suspect that if we were to find that phone, it would lead us to the killer.
Come on, get serious. If the victim fell to his death from that height, wouldn't his phone break as well?
We won't know that until we try a little experiment, will we? Francisca, I'd like to ask for your assistance. You know the victim's phone number, do you not?
Of course I do.
Her phone's so cute. It's like this little blue color. It's kind of the same model. Agent Hicks' phone! It's ringing from somewhere, sir! I hear it, Detective. Now, where is it coming from? Let's talk to people, I guess, before we... sounds like the phone is up in the flight attendant's room. We'd better hurry to the flight attendant's room, sir! Okay. Miss Meal, wake up!
Sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I got sleepy all of a sudden because it sounds like a lullaby I used to love as a child.
Ugh, I'd better find that cell phone fast. Alright.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Don't worry, Miss Tenero. I will get to the bottom of this and find the truth. So please, wait here until I return.
Alright. Thank you for all that you're doing, Mr. Edgeworth.
Hello?
It sounds like it's coming from the flight attendant's room.
I agree. Please don't hang up just yet. Let me find it first.
That's fine, but let's get one thing straight.
Yes?
Don't you dare answer his phone when you find it, understand?
I understand that you don't want to pay for the call. Yeah, that must be really fucking expensive. Okay, let's go up, I suppose. March 12th, 412. It's so annoying. Oh my god, shut the phone off. The ringing's coming from somewhere in here, sir! Leave no stone unturned, Detective Gumshoe. We must find it. Okay, well, let's check this. It doesn't seem to be over here. Then let's look somewhere else, sir! Okay. The ringing's coming from in here, sir! What? No, it can't be. This has gotta be the victim's cell phone. Just whose locker is this, sir? It's Miss Tenero's. Dun dun dun! Ah! What? That's not great. Wow, everyone's here, including Great Man. Oh man. Wow, I don't miss voicing you, making me cough all the time. Well,
so Mr. Edgeworth, how did it go? Where did you find the phone?
I found it in the flight attendant's room, in Miss Tenero's locker.
What? But Rhoda Tenero! I don't know anything about the phone. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Miss Von Karma, is it? I suggest you arrest Miss Rhoda Tenero right away.
Objection!
Oh. Wait, I have a theory. This is related to the incident with the keycard. When the killer went to steal the keycard, they conveniently stashed the cell phone in Miss Tenero's locker at the same time.
Objection!
This is related to the keycard, all right. In the same way that we have zero proof that the killer did just that.
Ugh.
The only voice that sings the truth is evidence. That is the one bird we cannot ignore.
Oh no. What should I do? Francisca's right. I can't offer baseless conjectures at this point. Alright then, why did the culprit take the cell phone from Agent Hicks? It must have something very incriminating on, or in it. Oh no! Thank God.
What now, Miles Edgeworth?
It's not over yet. We have yet to figure out why the killer took the phone. And we're going to stop here. I know it's a little short from what we normally do, but I kind of want to put all of the ending of this episode into our next session, I guess. So, next time on Miles Edgeworth, Ace Attorney, whatever the heck, we're going to absolutely rack whoever the murderer is, and we're going to figure out why the killer took the phone. So yeah, see you guys next time. Bye!